By now, everyone who's in tune with the drill scene, street gangs, or things of that nature should already know how dangerous Chicago is. In this video, I'm going to discuss a few places in Chicago where you might die if you're not careful or aware. These are in no particular order, but they're all deadly locations that are regular businesses or establishments within the city. 2 men have been shot dead by a fast food worker following an argument inside a restaurant in Chicago, according to authorities. An altercation broke out at a JJ Fish and Chicken in Ashburn just before 10:30 p.m. on Monday evening, the Chicago Police Department said. A male employee allegedly then opened fire with a handgun inside the restaurant, fatally shooting 2 men aged 55 and 56 in the head. The suspect fled before police arrived. Both victims, who are yet to be identified, were pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the argument and the gunman's motives remain unclear and no arrests have been made. Detectives were at the restaurant gathering evidence early on Tuesday morning, according to local news station WGN9. The accused gunman in the shooting at the JJ Fish and Chicken on Western Ave, Mehdi Medellel, was in court for the first time for a detention hearing Wednesday. Medellel, 42, was charged with 2 felony counts of first-degree murder. Police said he was arrested just before 11 p.m. Monday in the shooting at the JJ Fish and Chicken location at 7828 Southwestern Ave, around half an hour earlier. An employee that worked for the restaurant told police that Medellel raises his arm and points a gun at the man with the suitcase walking towards him as the man backs up. The man with the suitcase is then shot in the head and he immediately collapses. The shooter then turns to the man sitting down and shoots him in the head too. He falls from his chair to the floor. The shooter then leaves the restaurant through the front door. The victims, ages 56 and 57, were pronounced dead on the scene. They have not been publicly identified. Police said that there was a quarrel before the shooting, but it is not shown on video and was not mentioned in court. Prosecutors are calling the shooting a horrific execution-style killing. They said neither victim was armed.
We now have surveillance video of the murders inside a restaurant on the city's south side Monday night. Police say an employee shot and killed 2 customers. The accused gunman appeared in court for the first time today. Our Tara Molina was there, and Tara, this video is disturbing.
That's right, Erica, and so were the details we heard in court today. We want to warn you at home, of course, we're not going to show you the actual shooting here, but the video you're about to see could still be very hard to watch. You're about to see surveillance video from inside the JJ Fish and Chicken on Southwestern Avenue around 10:30 Monday night.
The cashier has a gun and shot somebody, and then the caller ran out of the store to call 911.
You can see 2 men inside the restaurant, one sitting down eating and one with an open suitcase he's going through on the ground. He stands up straight as an employee police say is Mehdi Medellel walks into the frame, gun in hand, raising his arm. He points the gun at the man with the suitcase, walking towards him as the man backs up. We're pausing the video here, but you see the man with the suitcase shot in the head and immediately collapse. Then the shooter turns to the man sitting down and shoots him in the head. He falls from his chair to the ground. Picking the video back up, you see the shooter leave the room.
Any other cars? We have a caller. There's 2 GOA inside the vision.
The 56 and 57-year-old victims were pronounced dead on the scene. They haven't been publicly identified. Police told us there was an argument before the shooting, but that isn't shown on video and was not mentioned in court. Prosecutors calling this a horrific execution-style killing. They said neither victim was armed, and after shooting them, Medellel left the restaurant. Prosecutors also said Medellel, quote, was seen handling a firearm in the back kitchen area of the restaurant by the restaurant cook right before the shooting. The restaurant cook heard the gunshots and fled out the back door, then called police. Prosecutors say police then found Medellel a couple miles away about 30 minutes later, and he, quote, led police to a dumpster where a firearm was located. He was identified in photos and videos by both the cook who called police and the owner of the restaurant. We took a closer look at his background. Medellel has a domestic battery charge from 2021 and a number of traffic violations. His attorney said he has 2 young daughters and claims he didn't shoot anyone. Medellel will be held in custody until his next court date. Again, the 2 victims still haven't been publicly identified by the medical examiner's office, but we'll continue to track this and bring you the very latest on this case.
An 18-year-old woman was shot in a McDonald's drive-thru in the Humboldt Park neighborhood Tuesday morning, Chicago police said. Police said she was the driver of a car in the drive-thru at the restaurant in the 4300 block of West North Avenue when gunfire erupted at about 12:52 a.m. Police said an unknown man on a bicycle pulled up and began arguing with the victim and her 3 passengers. Then, according to police, the man on the bike took out a gun and started firing shots, hitting the woman multiple times.
We begin with breaking news now. An 18-year-old woman is recovering in the hospital after she was shot in a McDonald's drive-thru in Humboldt Park.
Now, Chicago police are looking for the person who pulled the trigger. CBS 2's Mugo Digwe live at Georgia Hospital, where that victim is being treated. Mugo, what do you know, what have you been told that led up to this altercation?
Well, Chicago police say this was all because of an argument. Right now, it's still not clear what that argument was about, but police say the man they are now looking for basically pulled out a gun and fired. Take a look at this video of the aftermath of the shooting, because you can see a silver car here, and it is surrounded with police tape. There are several markings on that car. Some of them appear to be bullet holes. Now, police say the shooting was just before 1 this morning. The 18-year-old female victim was the driver of the car. She was at the drive-thru of the McDonald's on North Avenue in Humboldt Park with 3 passengers. That is when the male suspect approached on a bike. He started arguing with the victim and her 3 passengers. Police say at some point he pulled out a handgun and fired. Now, we're told the victim is basically here in the hospital in good condition. She was shot in the back and the arm, but she is expected to recover. Right now, Chicago police, though, are still searching for that shooter. We're live outside Stroger Hospital. Mugo Digwe, CBS 2 News.
Mugo, thank you.
2 men are facing felony charges in the mass shooting that left 2 people dead and 7 others wounded Thursday night on the near north side. Police said 21-year-old Jalen Sanders is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 7 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and 1 count of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. Police said somebody handed him a gun, a Glock fitted to shoot multiple bullets, and he began firing into a crowd just after 10:40 p.m. outside of the McDonald's at Chicago Avenue and State Street. A McDonald's window was shattered during the shooting. The restaurant is now closed. Sanders fled into the nearby Red Line subway station after the shooting, where he was arrested by responding officers. At the time of the shooting, Sanders was wanted on a warrant issued for his arrest on January 4th of this year for previous gun charges. According to court records, he failed to appear in court for 4 counts of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. Meantime, police said 20-year-old Cameron Abram also was charged with 1 count of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon for his role in the shooting. He was also cited for trespassing on the CTA.
We continue to follow that mass shooting on the north side. 9 people shot outside a McDonald's at a busy corner steps away from Michigan Avenue. 2 people have died. As Fox 32's Joni Lum reports, police were in a position to respond quickly.
There are multiple cameras at Chicago and State that helped investigators see exactly what happened that led up to 9 people being shot. 2 people died. Police believe they have the shooter and the weapon. It started with a fight between 2 groups outside the McDonald's restaurant at about 10:40 Thursday night. Shots were fired into the crowd. People ran, including the alleged gunman, who fled down to the CTA's Red Line platform. He reportedly tried to change his clothing, but police located him and took him into custody. They arrested another male for obstructing justice and are looking for a 3rd suspect.
We see on video where a person with a gun fires into the crowd. Basically, this is a disturbance, a personal conflict, hitting the 9 people, killing 2, wounding 7. As soon as this gunman fires, he then flees and our officers give chase. Leads down into the CTA platform with our officers close behind this group. Then with the shooter, the group follows this shooter. So the group that the shooter is with, that's been arguing with the other group, they all flee down this platform with this shooter who's still armed with the gun. Our officers give chase and they capture the shooter and they recover the gun.
29-year-old Sean Davis was shot twice but returned to the scene with a message.
Pray for our city, you know. Hopefully things will get better, you know. And people need to leave the guns alone. As you can see, 10 people got shot. 2 of my friends died yesterday. Leave the guns alone. Put the guns down.
Police say in the scramble of people running down to the Red Line platform, a female fell onto the electrified tracks and is in critical condition. Police Superintendent David Brown says having roving and fixed patrols at that location allowed police to capture the offender quickly, and they intend to put more patrols there. Joni Lum, Fox 32, Chicago.
Shooting at a gas station on the city's south side killed 2 people. It also injured 2 others, including a 64-year-old man. We get right to CBS 2's Sandra Torres, who is live at the scene in Washington Park. Sandra?
That's right, Roseanne and Lionel. And this shooting happened about 4 hours ago, but this is still a very active scene. Take a look behind me. Police have blocked off this gas station on 51st Street and Indiana Avenue as they canvass the scene. There are dozens of shell casing markings on the ground right by the entrance, giving us an idea of how many shots were fired.
The Golo gas station on 51st in Indiana is the most cursed gas station in Chicago. There have been multiple shootings at this location, and both times, the shootings were fatal. We're going to cover 2 incidents that happened at this gas station, but the main story we'll focus on is the 2017 quadruple shooting that took the lives of 2 men and left 2 others injured. Before we jump into that story, we have to talk about the events that led up to the shooting. It was an alleged hit by THF looking for revenge on 051 members for the death of THF Bob O, who was shot and killed a few months prior after being released from Cook County Jail.
Serious questions tonight for the Cook County State's Attorney. How did prosecutors miss a deadline to bring a defendant to trial?
Murder charges had to be dropped, and the 23-year-old man was released from county jail, only to be shot to death moments later. Here's CBS 2's Jim Williams.
As Kamari Belmont sat in Cook County Jail charged with murder, the clock started running.
We want accused people, we want victims, witnesses, everybody. We want them to have a speedy trial.
Prosecutors had 120 days to bring Belmont to trial under the state speedy trial statute. They didn't get it done and had to drop the murder charges. Michael Johnson was Belmont's attorney.
In all my years, and I've handled hundreds of murder cases, it's the first time this has ever happened to me.
CBS 2's legal analyst Irv Miller was a supervisor in the state's attorney's office.
When you were in the state's attorney's office, what would have happened? Whoever didn't count the days would have been fired.
State's attorney Kim Fox's spokesperson blamed her predecessor, Anita Alvarez's administration. An error occurred in the handling of this case by the prior administration. Going forward, we are working to improve training protocols for our prosecutors to prevent such errors. Minutes after Belmont posted bond Monday night and left county jail, someone in this SUV fired shots at the 23-year-old. He didn't make it to the hospital.
What was your reaction when you found out he had been shot to death?
I was absolutely stunned and felt very bad for his family.
We asked the media office for State's Attorney Kim Fox, who's been in office for months now, whether her administration should assume some responsibility for the error. We have no further comment, they said. We were unable to reach former State's Attorney Anita Alvarez for comment. Live in the newsroom, Jim Williams, CBS 2 News. Rob?
A man who beat his murder case when prosecutors failed to give him a speedy trial was killed minutes after leaving Cook County Jail on Monday night, according to authorities. Kamari Belmont, 23, was being held on murder and robbery charges after he allegedly shot a man during a robbery and robbed another man a few hours later in 2015. The man he shot died weeks later. Cook County prosecutors dropped the murder charges at the end of January after allowing too much time to elapse under the state speedy trial statute, according to court records and Belmont's attorney. The robbery charges remained, and Belmont was ordered held on a $100,000 bond. At 5:30 p.m. Monday, a friend of Belmont posted the required $10,000 on the bond, and Belmont was released at 11:12 p.m., according to jail officials. Belmont was a few blocks from the jail when a white SUV pulled up to his car on California Avenue and someone inside started shooting, police said. Belmont was hit several times. The SUV ran a red light as it sped off and crashed into a car near Interstate 55, police said. Those inside ran away. Belmont collapsed in the street and died at the scene. THF was allegedly behind the hit that happened in 2017 at the Golo gas station. They were looking for 051 members because the Golo gas station on 51st in Indiana is in 051 territory. THF didn't catch any 051 members. They ended up gunning down SKD Hellvel and SKD Buddha. SKD, which stands for South King Drive, is a set of gangster disciples located on 58th and King Drive. Their territory is small, only ranging a span of 2 blocks from 57th to 59th on King Drive. They are also an older gang that, regardless of deaths and incarcerations over the years, has still maintained their hold on their block. They're cool with Geo Drive and mainly beef with THF 46, KD, and 600.
I just dropped 6. Hey, you a Geo Driver scrap gang. These both of my blocks though, I ain't gonna lie.
And police say that responding officers found the 4 victims in the entrance of this gas station at 51st and Indiana Avenue just before 2 a.m. Witnesses told police a gray 4-door Chevy pulled up, fired shots, and then took off. Out of the 4 men shot, we've confirmed 2 are dead, both 24 years old, and 1 was pronounced dead here at the scene, the other at Stroger Hospital. 2 other victims include a 25-year-old shot in the leg and a graze wound to the head, and a 64-year-old shot in the leg, who witnesses say may be an employee of the gas station. And more family members are starting to show up here, trying to find out what happened. They're having a hard time accepting the news.
It's gotta stop, man. Like, everybody's some kid in the way to each other, man. Like, when it's gonna stop, man?
And he is just one of the relatives who is very upset. Unfortunately, police are not releasing much information about the motive. They are still investigating.
Old Man Bill was the security guard that day who was the elderly man shot but survived. Old Man Bill has been shot on 2 other occasions at the same Golo gas station. The gas station doors were bulletproof after the previous altercations, so this is why the shooters literally opened the door to continue shooting. One man literally used one of the men as a shield as all 4 men were hit with a barrage of bullets from close range. Even though 2 of the men were members of SKD, they didn't have anything to do with the THF Bobo hit, so 4 innocent men were shot during this altercation.
A shooting at a gas station on the city's south side killed 2 people and injured 2 others, including a 64-year-old man.
Sandra Torres joins us in the newsroom now with an update on that investigation. Hi, Sandra.
Lionel and Roseanne, that 64-year-old man is an employee of that gas station, well known in the community because he has worked there for years. He was shot in the leg but is doing okay. But 2 other men did not survive the shooting, and family members at the scene were visibly distraught.
This gotta stop, man. Like, everybody's some kid in the way to each other, man. Like, when it's gonna stop, man?
The two men who died were both 24 years old, while another 25-year-old survived, but is in serious condition. Responding officers found the 4 victims in the vestibule of that gas station at 51st and Indiana Avenue just before 2 a.m. And witnesses told police a gray 4-door Chevy pulled up to the gas station, opened the door to the vestibule, fired shots, and then took off. And a manager at the store tells me that the door from the entryway to the main store is locked at night, so all 4 men had nowhere to go when the shooting began.
I feel that it's a shame. Here we are again, stooping to our lowest in terms on using gun violence to solve our problem.
And the circumstances surrounding the shooting are not clear yet, but the manager of the gas station tells me the shooting was caught on camera and police are reviewing the video while they investigate. Live in the newsroom, Sandra Torres, CBS 2 News, Lionel, Roseanne.
All right, Sandra, thank you.
A 65-year-old gas station employee was caught in a crossfire early Friday morning when someone sprayed bullets into a go-low vestibule on Chicago's South Side. 3 other men were also shot. 2 of them died. Witnesses said a gray 4-door Chevrolet pulled up to the gas station near East 51st Street and South Indiana Avenue in the city's Washington Park neighborhood around 2 a.m., police said. That's when someone got out the vehicle and opened fire before getting back in and taking off north on Indiana. David Scott, 65, was shot 5 times. He was transported to Stroger Hospital, where he was listed in good condition. He was able to tell his wife, Angie Anderson, what happened. He said they walked in shooting at some more guys holding the door open, and they were shooting at the other guys. By him being there, one of the guys ran toward him and he got caught in the line of fire, Anderson said. Anderson said there was a shooting at the same location a couple of years ago. Scott was also wounded in that shooting. She is thankful he is going to be okay. He is talking and everything, but he has a pacemaker. Thank God it didn't hit him in the upper area, or he probably wouldn't have made it, Anderson said. 3 other men were shot at the gas station as well. A 24-year-old man was shot several times in the body and died at the scene. A 24-year-old man suffered several gunshot wounds to the torso and legs. He was rushed in critical condition to Stroger, where he later died. Neither of the victims' identities have been released. A 25-year-old man was shot several times in the legs and suffered a graze wound to the head. He was transported in serious condition to Stroger. Although police have not confirmed it, those who know the men involved said the shooting was gang-related. Harold Hall knows all too well the pain that comes with these types of shootings. His son was killed in 2005. Hall has been spreading the word to stop the violence in this community ever since. We must all come together and stop this. It's nonsense. This is madness. I know there is not an hour or second that goes by that I don't think about my own loved one, Hall said. Jarrow City Motor and Side were shot at the same cursed Go-Low gas station on 51st in Indiana, but this was in 2019. Both men were tragically shot and died on the scene in their car after it crashed into a building. Jarrow City Motor was shot in the chest, and Jarrow City Side was shot twice in the face. Alright y'all, there y'all have it. That's been some of the deadliest places to not visit in Chicago. You feel me? I don't care how hungry you are. I don't care how much gas you need. To be aware is to be alive, man. Alright, driller gang, you already know what it is. Drillers and trappers, we out here trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Get in that comment section, man. Let me know what y'all feel. And watch that next video. Gang!